Raptors. We talked about Celtics, Bucks a little bit. I mean, I don't know if Giannis alone can will the team to a 7 game series, but I think if he can get Chris Middleton to at least play the way he's been playing, then I think Giannis and Chris Middleton can get them to the finals.
I mean, it's possible. I mean,
to get their asses kicked by the Warriors.
I hope they don't, but
I thought you were saying Bucks were your favorite.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I did I?
Yeah, you said Bucks over Warriors.
All right, well then I'll stick with that then. Let me rewind it. I think Chris Middleton and Giannis can really get this team over the hump and then beat the Warriors.
This is a lousy fucking rewind.
To be fair, no, I think the Bucks do have a solid bench, and Giannis is just fantastic. So that would be a fun game to watch. I think it'd be him and KD just going toe to toe, and that would be great to watch. That's one of the players in his prime versus one of the ones that have just recently come into their prime, and maybe not even in his prime yet. In Giannis, this might be an early taste of what we're gonna get to see.
I have a feeling it's more likely an early taste of what we're gonna get to see, because that man is an animal.
Remember when the Knicks had Giannis' little brother?
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I've been really bad with the players that the Knicks have drafted and thinking that they're going to be good. I thought Copeland was going to be awesome, and he was all right.
He had one thing. He had 3-pointers, and that was it.
When Clay Anthony Early was drafted, I was like, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be good. He didn't get off the Westchester Knicks.
Yeah. Didn't he get shot or something?
I don't know. I don't think he got shot. And then the Knicks.
He got shot at one point.
Then the Knicks draft Kevin Knox. I'm like, I don't think it's a good pick.
Well,
the one thing I did. What was that?
I was just saying, jury's still out on that one.
The one thing I did say is that I liked them using the second round pick on Mitchell Robinson, and then getting Alonzo Trier as a free agent, undrafted free agent. That was great. But one last thing. Oh no, we gotta talk fucking Warriors Rockets.
do we though?
We do, because the Rockets are only down 2-0, and as of Saturday it'll be 3-0.
Well, they don't. Losing Chris Paul is a huge problem for them.
That's why they lost.
And I don't see it getting much better. I think that they're going to take one game out of this series. I'm going to be honest with you. I see them taking one at best.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking they're going to take one.
I was being nice.
That's a change for you. But
that's also true.
So I think the Warriors are going to just continue beating the shit out of the Rockets. I think James Harden needs to shut the fuck up and play basketball. Stop taking terrible shots.
He's not going to do any of those things.
All right, so just get your shit together, play better basketball, and let the refs do what they do. If you just control what you can control, and if you lose because the refs put that out of your control, well, then it's going to be obvious. But what do I see when I'm watching James Harden? I see a fucking travel every time he touches the ball. I see him launching ridiculous threes and then launching his body into the defender, hoping that he hits the three and gets the 4-point play. He doesn't play any defense. He does this to himself.
I'll be honest. No wonder Kevin Durant didn't want to stay there. He's like, oh, thank God we got rid of James Harden. We can't possibly have a person quite like that guy's character. And then all of a sudden, Westbrook comes along and he's like, I got to get the fuck out of here. There's something in the water. Maybe it's the tornadoes in the air. I don't know, but I got to leave.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it was moving from Seattle. I don't know what it is, but the Thunder just have a problem. They had 3 of the NBA's top 10 players on the same team. There's a meme that goes around all the time that shows a picture of Westbrook, a picture of Durant, and a picture of Harden, and says, imagine if these 3 players were on the same team. And then someone says, at least 5 championships. Yeah. But you know what? Harden's a fucking shitty-ass human. Westbrook is a shitty-ass human. Kevin Durant's a snake. What do you expect from the 3? Like, it's not going to work when each one thinks that they're the alpha. Alpha means number 1. You can't have 3 number 1s. Like, at some point, they have to, like, do rock, paper, scissors to find out who the real number 1 is. But, like, it doesn't work. Especially when the other 2 don't realize that their games have huge fucking holes. Kevin Durant is a complete player. He can shoot, he can defend, he can do it all. He's got length, he's got speed, he's got finesse. There's no better all-around player in the NBA than Kevin Durant.
Are you saying he's better than LeBron?
I'm saying all around, yes. I would take his defense over LeBron's. LeBron's three-point defense at least it was, insane. And he could run down the block shots. But, I mean, if he's on the other team's superstar, he's not shutting them down. Kevin Durant can shut them down.
When he's actually playing.
Right.
You know, there's times where he just doesn't really play on defense, especially this season. But this season's an outlier because, you know, you could tell he just stopped caring. But I mean, Harden is the most gifted offensively. He needs to.
Is he though?
He wants to. Yeah, he is. The stats show it. He is above and beyond every other player in the NBA.
But his team just constantly gives him the ball.
Yeah, but he still scores at a higher level. His efficiency is still very high because he just hits, everything. He can score from anywhere.
If you trade him and KD, I think KD is the better scorer.
You're losing defense and you're gaining offense. The stats don't lie. I mean, I would prefer KD because I think he's the better all-around player. But Harden is the best offensive player in the league now.
But wait a second. If you put James Harden on the same team as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, there's no way his offense is the same. No way.
Well, he plays the same position that he's a guard. He's not a.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying. If you put him on the same team as the other, we'll change his position. We'll make them both forwards, whatever. If you put him on the same team with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, there's no way his offense is anywhere near what he's playing now. No way.
I mean, it's an impossible thing to predict. What's the point of even talking about that? There's no way to prove that one way or the other. You could say the same thing about KD on the Rockets. The Rockets are built around Harden, and the Warriors, specifically went out to get KD because they knew he was, they had a team that could easily fit around him. So they're both in really good positions. They're both in teams that really fit them very well.
You're right. But my argument was it's also the fact that James Harden is the guy on the team, just like Westbrook. Everyone gives him the fucking ball. Yes, it's because he's their best scorer. Right.
Harden hits shots, so it's not the same at all. You can say Harden travels or whatever, but he gets away with it. So his offensive metrics are the best in the NBA
because he's the only offense on the team.
I mean, there is a certain.
So if it's not broke, then.
But there's a certain aspect of padding your stats by demanding the ball so much.
Exactly, just like Westbrook's rebounds. Like 35 to 50% of Westbrook's rebounds should be to Steven Adams. It's a skewed stat.
There is a lot of let me get this about them.
You guys are saying that the Rockets are out of this. I'm not saying that right now. Yeah, they lost 2 to Golden State, 2 pretty close ones. But they're going and playing on their own home court. They could easily win the next 2.
I don't think they can easily win the next 2. Now without Chris Paul.
Did Chris Paul get hurt last night or something?
I'm pretty sure he's out.
I'm pretty sure he's been out since Game 1. He went down in Game 1.
No, he played just the other night.
I'm looking it up.
Without Chris Paul, sure, but I don't think he's out.
Let's see. Anyways, I wasn't saying that the Rockets are... that wasn't my argument that the Rockets are out. My argument was simply that James Harden's stats are padded.
I mean, how can you say they're padded, though? It's not like rebounds where, the other team isn't really trying for it in certain cases, and, your teammates can just let you get it. He still has to hit the shots.
Right, but I think, when you think about someone...
That with Harden, beat the Warriors 3 out of their 4 games against each other in the regular season. So, you can say his stats are padded. The efficiency rating is still there because he's the best offensive player in the league.
Because he's the only offensive player on his team.
That's just factually inaccurate because they wouldn't be where they are if that was true.
I mean, other than Chris Paul, who's scoring on the Rockets?
All right, let's pull up the Rockets roster.
Carmelo.
Yeah, Carmelo.
All right, so obviously most of their offense is coming from Harden and Chris Paul. You've got Nene. He's mostly getting rebounds, but he can put it in.
He scored 0 points in 4 minutes last game.
Here's my argument, though. Here's the problem. Harden attributes for 60 or 20 on average 20 more points than anybody else on his team. 20. Based on this year's stats alone. The next closest person, he averages 36 points per game. The next closest is Clint Capella at 16.6. And Harden is only shooting at .442 field goal percentage. He's not shooting much better than anyone else on his team as far as field goal percentage. Furthermore, you've got guys that are coming off the bench that have higher field goal shooting percentages.
Austin Rivers. Yeah, Gerald Green's playing pretty well, if you're talking about percentage-wise.
And the other problem I have with the bolstering stats, especially when you go to Westbrook...
You're looking at playoff percentages. You're not factoring in regular season because he shoots at a high percentage and hits from everywhere and can drive and can shoot from 3. He's got way more of a skill set than these other players do. You could say, his supporting cast isn't as good. It doesn't change the fact that he's the best offensive player in the NBA.
I mean, I'm still disagreeing. I'm saying that I think he's benefiting from the team around him. Maybe he's more talented, but if you took,
and I was actually looking at regular season stats.
Okay, if you took and put Kevin Durant, we'll do it like this: you put Kevin Durant on the Rockets with James Harden. Is James Harden still the best scorer on the team?
James Harden in the playoffs is shooting .377% field goal percentage. There are only 2 players on his own team. 3 players on his own team with a worse shooting percentage. One of them is Jerry